What's up guys? Austin back with part 4 of the dry try series. So you've just finished up your weight floor exercises and now you're right to the treadmill. And this hustle right here that I just had from running from the weight floor over to the treadmill, you want to get that start button pressed as soon as you possibly can, because even if you have to walk it out and rest for a second, that's better than just standing around doing nothing. You want to start gaining that distance on the treadmill, because every single step you can take is one step closer to getting done that 5K. Now, of course, if you need to take a rest and recovery from the weight floor before you start hitting your main effort for your 5K, do it if you need to, but hopefully the idea is that you have paced yourself enough where you can go right up to the treadmill and head right into your pace that you're gonna go for your 5K effort. Now, we talked about in the first video how when it comes to performing a max effort, especially a max aerobic effort, the most efficient way to do the effort is to try to hold one pace the whole time. So the same thing applies here on the treadmill for the 5K run. Now, while holding one pace on the treadmill may be the most efficient way to do it, you might be someone who gets kind of caught up in your head and needs to vary up the effort a little bit to keep yourself mentally in check throughout the long effort. Because even if you hold the steady effort the whole time, that's going to be, again, somewhere between 20 and maybe 50 minutes of holding one speed the whole time, which can be very mentally draining. So the pace that I recommend doing that at, if you choose to hold one pace the whole time, which is generally what I recommend, is I want you to think about your base pace effort for those that do Orange Theory and try to add about a mile per hour to that. I would say that's a fairly aggressive place to start as far as one pace you might be able to maintain for the full effort. And of course, as you go along, making small adjustments up or down to really nail down that pace nice and steady. If you're someone who's not familiar with Orange Theory and you want to give this dry try a try, a base is an effort that is challenging but sustainable, something you can maintain for like 30 minutes plus if you have to. Think of it kind of as like an active recovery pace where your heart rate gets elevated, you're moving, you're grooving, but you can sustain the pace. You're not overwhelmed by the speed. And so taking that pace, adding on about a mile per hour to that is a good aggressive way to go about this 5K. Now, if you're someone who needs the interval changes, I recommend making those interval shifts as small as possible. Instead of having big jumps in your pace, going fast and then slowing down, going fast and then slowing down, if you need to make speed adjustments throughout, like let's say every minute or every 2 minutes or every quarter mile or every half mile, however you want to vary your intervals, try to make those jumps maybe like half a mile per hour up or down. Because the bigger the jumps get, the more fatiguing it is going to be on your body in the long run. It might be a nice mental break to really slow things down for a little bit, but the overall taxing effect on your body is going to be felt by the end. And we're trying to do our best to maximize our performance here, so I definitely recommend trying to hold one steady pace throughout. But we have to remember, if you go in with a goal, the pace that you want to hold, and things just aren't quite going your way, you're really like starting to really feel the fatigue, and you're thinking about like just almost quitting maybe. We want to make sure that we use nimble fingers, guys. Nimble fingers down at your waist level to adjust your speed up or down as you need to very, very slightly. Because maybe you might be feeling really good and you want to start building up a little bit. Well, 0.1s, 0.2s, 0.3s to your speed make up a lot of distance and a lot of time over the course of a 5K. But you also don't want to get too overwhelmed. If your pace is too tough, oh boy, okay, this is tough. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. 0.1, 0.2 down. Gives your body a little bit of a mental break, and it still keeps you in the fight for a nice, solid effort. In the end, guys, the 5K is the most mentally challenging aspect of the dry try. And you want to do your best to do this one thing that a lot of us can forget in the middle of a max effort, and that is to trust your fitness. If you're someone who has been training and working hard and bringing your best day in and day out to your workouts, guys, you're ready to freaking crush this thing. And you have to accept the fact that it's going to be painful. Like, just accept it from the start. And once you can accept the fact that it's going to hurt no matter what, that really opens the door to the potential that you really have. When it comes to that 3-mile mark with that 0.1 left to go in your 5K, guys, of course, you want to take it to an all-out sprint to really give everything you've got. And that idea of trusting your fitness, even the last bit, just go for that sprint and finish that thing strong. And if you follow these tips, everything we've talked about in the previous videos, guys, you are going to totally crush the dry try. And even if it doesn't quite go as well as you expect it to, which I'm sure it will though, You've got your whole life to get good at dry tries. And every single time we do this, every single workout, it's always a learning experience. Take everything, just try to absorb as much as you can each day. Give your best, forget the rest, and over time, you will get there, I promise. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this dry try how-to series. I hope it's helped you out, giving you some tips and tricks to use to totally conquer your effort. Keep these things in mind and you are going to have an awesome dry try. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Can't wait to hear how this thing goes. Good luck to you and get after it.